Hey, welcome to the Messy Studio Tarot. I'm Beth, and I'm going to do another tarot reading for creative people and artists and people that want to live from their soul. And I follow Deborah Young Astrology, and she's always good for these. She does these wonderful posts. She's from Halifax, and she just lets me know every day, like, exactly what's going on and what it means, like, and just with these really quick helpful posts. So that's kind of where, I follow astrology myself a lot, but I'm not getting into every detail, obviously. And so she was talking this morning about how the moon is void of course today, all day, and part of tomorrow. And it's really about just doing nothing and resting, like not instigating anything new, just finding time to rest and release. And after this big full moon Libra time, with so much feeling and so much emotion, it's a great message. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards. Oh, interesting. Justice again. Whoa. All right. I know I do a whoa every time, but we just got 3 major arcana today. So the first one is the wheel, ruled by Jupiter, and the wheel of fortune. And I'll read them all. I'll just show you them all first. The second one is justice, which we just had a couple of days ago, so that's coming up again. And the third one is the emperor. Excuse me. Wow. So what do we do with that? What do we do with 3 major arcana? Well, to me, the first thing I'm seeing is change. There has been so much change, and it is beyond our control. Like the changes in our lives aren't necessarily, the changes in the world. There's huge forces happening that are affecting all our lives. And with all these planets in the past year going into new signs, like all the major planets, all the transpersonal planets have moved into their new sign. And I've talked about this before, but it's just worth talking over and over again because we're all feeling it. When you get major arcana in a reading, it means the forces are bigger than us. Like, things are happening beyond our control. We're just navigating with the new world, with the new life. And so the choices we make, and that's what it's all about, is choice. And we need our throat chakra to activate aligned choice. And so I think that, the first couple of readings I did just a couple of weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, seemed to talk a lot about the voice and the throat chakra and how that is aligned with living a creative life. We need our throat chakra, and some of us, we'll all spend our whole lives working out our throat chakra, like working out the issues around our voice. And so we have these great forces moving, and the great forces are represented by the 21 cards in the major arcana. And so the wheel is about change. It's about, everything's about karma. Everything's about karma and destiny. What was in our past, what was in our ancestral past, and what we want to create in the future with whatever power we have in our lives, because we're also being created as we move through life. So there's all kinds of philosophical debates on, do we have any say? But I believe in the soul. I really do. And I believe that the soul is calling us to make changes. It's the soul that's listening to these big forces, that is in touch with these big forces. And it's up to us individually to follow that path. And that will lead to disruption. To follow the soul is to disrupt the status quo. And that's what the wheel is doing. It's disrupting. If you are stuck in a pattern that, the old status quo is supported, but it's not what your soul wants, things will start to fall apart. They just will. It may not look like, it may look like someone is doing something to you, but they're not. They're just hopefully following their own soul. And so with the second one, the justice, we're bringing in balance again. We're bringing in, remember when I can't remember what I was talking about, but the last justice card, but this need for the creative life, like living a creative life and living from the soul, is justice. It's balance. It's bringing harmony. It's bringing harmony to our own lives and the world. And anyone or anything that tries to stop that is behaving, that's an injustice. They're behaving out of line with your soul. So by allowing for the disruption, by following the true nature of our soul and allowing justice for our creativity, we can become, this is the Emperor, we can become the creators of our own lives, the power and authority of our own lives, which will ultimately lead to success. I mean, we have like the past couple of days, there's been a lot of like heavy death cards and difficulty and releasing and letting go, like all that stuff. And sometimes that's what the full moon calls for. Like usually you feel, like I feel that kind of energy more closer to the dark of the moon, the very end of the moon cycle before the new moon again. But sometimes it's while the moon is waxing in those final days of the full moon, because the full moon can be this great release. And so the result is the Emperor. It's the success and the mastery of our own lives, our own work, our work to do. It's not power over. The old version of the Emperor would have been seen as, the master, the person who has power over. And we're not looking for that anymore. We're looking for the power of our own lives to create our lives, to make our art, to be who we are. And so as these forces are shifting and changing, and there's all this chaos, I've always felt that those are times of great opportunity to plant our seeds. And it can be really hard in times, I mean, sometimes we just have to break down and grieve and be afraid or whatever, like let that side of ourselves out. And I think that's what the past couple of readings have been about. And this one is saying, okay, now there is opportunity to create, to create your dreams. And with the moon void, of course, I would say today's not the day. but But today may be the day of just dreaming, imagining, like just acknowledging the past, acknowledging all the changes, but seeing that you are working towards justice and you are here to be the master of your life, to be the master of your work, to do it for you. And because first and foremost, it's for you. Then as an artist, we have to start to do a little dance around how we can meet the people. So we can't just, and this is a whole other reading, so I won't go into it now. So that's down the road when we start to adjust our work to, not to please others, but to communicate with others. If you make work that no one likes year after year after year and no one buys, and you can do that, it's just a hobby or something, that's great. But if you are making work as a profession, it's about finding that magic between your buyer and you, and finding that place of joy and excitement where you're both filled and alive with it. And so to me, that became the exciting part as I got older, is oh, I love this and people love this, so let's go here. So again, I think this is the job of the emperor, but not yet with this moon void, of course. Now I think it's about just knowing that it's possible, really working with your mindset and your belief system. And because I think that is a lot to do with this, your mindset and your belief system, what is really, really important to you. And what do you want to do? And today is a perfect day for that. And knowing that change has already happened, it's in the works, and the emperor is, being your own boss. So I hope that helps, and I hope that inspires you to keep going today and to think about what you really want, and know that it's possible. So thanks again for listening. And as we move into April, it is going to be Aries Palooza in the planet. So we are going to have lots and lots of energy to instigate and to set the wheels in motion. And if it's the wrong direction, we find that later on we have time to course correct. But for now, it's going to be full steam ahead. And so you better know what you're full steaming ahead about. And so I think that's what this reading is about. So I like doing the 3 cards at once and then kind of looking at a whole. I think that's a really good idea when I'm not getting to have a conversation with you. I have to read this, and because usually I like to do one at a time when I'm having a conversation with someone, but this way I think is better for a group reading. And don't forget to comment or subscribe if this helped you. All right, thank you. Bye.